I think dog-earing is a sign of how much you love a book. I'm not a monster. I keep saying book number instead of question number. Book number 8. Book number 8. So the oldest book, question number 20. Wild Palms, right? That's what it's called. I mean, come on. It's not gonna happen. I remember having to read that in college and I hated it. And I don't remember why, if we wanna like pedal back a minute, because I started to, Hi everybody, it's Audrey and welcome back to Chapter and Converse. Today's video is going to be the 20 Bookish Questions Tag. And Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand tagged me in this video. She also low-key came for me in this video, but it's okay, we're still friends. But I love me a tag video and I haven't done one in a really, really long time. So I'm happy to dive in and do it and share all my bookish thoughts, even my monstrous ones. So obviously I heard the questions ahead of time, but I watched her video like a week ago. So I'm not like uber prepared for this. We're gonna wing it like we do here. So question number 1 is, how many books is too many books in a book series? Also, how many times is too many times to say books in one sentence? Sidebar. But I think as long as the series is good and it hasn't like jumped the shark, we're fine. So like the Patricia Cornwell series, is that like 20 books now? I haven't read them all, but I'm working on it. And I think it's fine as long as it's still good. So like, I enjoy Kate White's Bailey Wagon series, a little bit like lighter mystery, but I'm always happy to revisit Bailey because I like her as a character. I think as long as the story holds up, the characters hold up, I'm fine with them kind of going on and on and on. It's just like with TV. If it eventually like starts to get bad, I'm over it. But as long as I'm into it, I'm just gonna want more and more of it. I feel like more of the problem is when the series ends and I'm like, no, I want more. Always want more. Question number 2. How do you feel about cliffhangers? I'm okay with it as long as, I guess I feel like I'm okay if it's like part of the story is wrapped up but the door is open kind of a thing. So if I think about like the Truly Devious series, book number 1, something is resolved but something is left open. And I think about the Holmes and Watson Brittany Cavallaro series, kind of same thing. Book number 1, something is resolved, but something is left open. So as long as it's not like season 1 of The Killing, where there is no closure on anything, and I realize that's a TV show, I'm okay with it. So I don't mind a cliffhanger. I particularly don't mind it if I am late in getting to the book and the next book in the series is already out. So that way I don't have to wait the year to find out what happens. So greedy. Question number 3, hard copy or paperback? Honestly, I'm cool with either. I'm more of like, which has the better cover is kind of my thing. I don't love a trade paperback. I do have some from back in the day, but I am more of a cover buyer than a hardback versus paperback. And I do sometimes like to have all of the same book from an author so that they match, but at the end of the day, the cover is what draws me, not hardcover or paperback. Question number 4 is favorite book. I mean, come on. How am I supposed to pick one? I have so many. I think about books that were impactful to me that are always kind of books I recommend or that I love. So Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn will always be near the top of my list. Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood was a game changer for me. Secret History by Donna Tartt was a game changer for me. Final Girls by Riley Sager, still one of my favorite books. Just reread it. You guys have heard me say that 1,000 times. I have so many favorites, but I'm looking at my shelf. Lucy Sullivan is Getting Married by Marian Keyes. Like, I very much think about books that at certain points in my life had a huge impact, and I continue to think about those books and how they impacted me. So I'm gonna go with those 5. I'm gonna think about 5 more over the course of filming this video. Number 5 is least favorite book. So I don't know why I hate this book, or all I can think about is The Wild Palms by William Faulkner. I remember reading this in college. It was the same class where I read Handmaid's Tale. And I don't know why I hated it. I don't know if I just like struggled through reading it, or I'm not like a Faulkner fan, but I remember hating this book, and I don't know why, but like that's exactly what pops to mind. So I'm gonna go Wild Palms. I don't remember why, but I just couldn't stand that book. Couldn't stand it. Question 6, love triangles, yes or no? Depends. I'm such a Libra, I can never make a decision. When they're good, I like them. When they're bad, I don't. So as long as it makes sense, it's not just like some kitschy plot device or comes out of left field, I'm there for it. I feel like they're valid. Let me say, I do enjoy a love triangle. I do. I'm gonna say yes. Yes to love triangles. Book number 7, the most recent book you just couldn't finish. Let me consult my reading journal. I feel like I haven't really DNF'd, like hard DNF'd anything. I did grab this off the shelf because I was going to talk about it. So When She Was Bad by Tammy Cohen, I talked about this. If you guys watch my Back to Work 9 to 5 video, this book takes place in an office, and this was going to be my train book. So I actually started to read it. I'm 43 pages in, but I was simultaneously reading The Other Black Girl, which I have the hardcover of, and I didn't want to lug my hardcover on the train with everything else, and reading 2 suspense books set in an office with a whole bunch of characters. Honestly, my pea brain couldn't keep it straight. So I soft DNF'd Tammy Cohen. I will go back to it when I finish the other book that I'm reading now. But I don't think I've hard DNF'd anything in a while, so that's good. But I'm such a mood reader, and I feel like I have a pretty good gauge on what I'm in the mood for, so I've been doing okay. Knocking on my wood floor. Book number 8. Book number 8. Question number 8, a book you're currently reading. So I am currently reading Beach Read by Emily Henry. I am loving it. I'm a little bit over 100 pages into it. I'm loving the characters, I'm loving the humor. It's a book about writers, so I just love everything about it. So Beach Read is what I'm reading right now. Question number 9 is the last book you recommended to somebody. So I recommended A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Bachman to my dad, and he read it and he loved it. So my dad is usually pretty good humored about my recommendations. He's not a big mystery reader like I am. He's more of like a classics, like an Agatha Christie. We did some Anthony Horowitz together. But I was talking about Uwe, and as I was talking about it, because I didn't love it, which you guys know, I liked sort of after 60% in, but I got very bogged down in the beginning. But the more I was talking about it, the more I was like, you might actually like this book. And my dad is obviously older than I am, so he actually really did enjoy it and could relate to parts of it. So that was like a success. And then I had recommended Rebecca to my mom because I read that and loved it. And she, like me, didn't know the story of it, and she read it and she also loved it. So apparently I can recommend good books to my parents. Question number 10 is the oldest book you've read by publication date. So oldest book ever by publication date? I don't know. So many books in life. Like Les Mis was really old. I read that a long time ago. I feel like I've read so many old books. I've read Shakespeare, like that kind of a thing. But if we want to talk about like, let's talk about now. So I read Rebecca earlier this year, which I think was like 38 or 39. And then so to go back to that other question about a book that I couldn't finish, again, soft DNF, I was reading Frankenstein, which is like super old. And I started to read that because I want to read the Mary Shelley Club, but then I got an arc of Hairpin Bridge that I wanted to read before it came out, so then I started reading that, and then I went down a rabbit hole and have not gotten back to Frankenstein yet, but I will. So I actually feel like Frankenstein is the oldest book, because I feel like that was like the 16 or 1700s? Am I making that up? I'll check and I'll pop it so you guys know. But yeah, Frankenstein, for sure. Question number 11 is the newest book you've read by publication date. So earlier this month I read Bath House, which just recently came out. I feel like that's the newest. I'm like looking over at the table where I have books stacked. I want to say Bathhouse is the most recent. I've been super, super deep on a new releases train, but I feel like that's the most recent one that I've read. Bathhouse by PJ Vernon, loved it. Question number 12 is your favorite author. It's like picking the favorite book. I can't. But auto by authors for me, Riley Sager, Taylor Jenkins Reid, Jennifer Hillier, Gillian Flynn, write another book please, Marion Keyes. Who else do I love? Ruth Ware, Patricia Cornwell. I mean, just so many favorites. Question 13, buying books or borrowing books? I'll do both. I definitely lean towards buying. It is like the one vice I have left. And I love having a book collection. Books are my hobby, my passion. You guys know I am writing a book. My library is my thing. I am happy to borrow books from my library. I love to borrow audiobooks. I also love to borrow books to kind of give them a test run sometimes to see if I really like it, if it's something I'm not sure about, or if I'll borrow an ebook of something. So if I want something kind of quick and it's available, that's always a good thing. But I definitely borrow more audiobooks than I do hard books these days, but I am open to both. I love me a library. I'm happy to support my library. So I will do both. Question 14, is a book you dislike that everyone else seems to love? I mean, I didn't love Uwe, and I know tons of people do. I appreciate Frederick Bachman's writing. I didn't love the book. Beartown, Us Against You. That's my Bachman sweet spot. Question 15, bookmarks or dog ears? This is where Sarah thinks that I'm a monster. What is wrong with dog earing a book? Let me clarify. I use bookmarks when I'm reading a book. I have a whole jar of them. I use bookmarks to bookmark a book. I use dog ears. I dog ear my books to mark passages that resonate with me, quotes, lines. I write in my books. I know. But I'm not sorry about it. They're mine and I love them, and it lets me go back to them and find passages that I love, but I will dog ear the crap out of a book. I think dog earing is a sign that you totally loved a book. I am not the monster in this scenario. I'm a proud dog earer. Hello, my name is Audrey. I dog ear my books and I'm proud of it. Take that, Sarah. I'm just kidding. Love you. Love you, mean it. Question number 16, a book you can always reread. I'm a huge rereader. Again, if you guys follow me, you know this. I love to rediscover a book over and over again. And if it's a mystery, like I just reread Final Girls, I've reread Gone Girl a bunch of times. I feel like I get more and more out of it and have more and more appreciation for it when it's obviously a well-done mystery thriller. I have reread Lucy Sullivan's Getting Married, Animal Husbandry, Devil Wears Prada, The Client. Oh, so many books. I can't wait to reread all my Taylor Jenkins Reid books. If it's a book that I love, I could reread it countless times. I will rewatch TV shows over and over again. I will rewatch movies over and over again. I will play songs on repeat. I am someone who the more I listen and read, the more I get out of something. Question 17 is, can you read while hearing music? I think it depends on the music. If I'm like in the zone, I can tune out things going on around me. And I am someone who always would have something going. So I would always have music going or the TV on or some kind of noise, whether I was studying, writing papers, on the train, walking down the street, like whatever it is. My office, when it was open and it was hopping, we had music playing. We had a big barista bar. It's a big open area. So I've gotten good at tuning things out. I also find like commuting on the train, you have to tune things out. So if I'm in the zone, I can do it. But on the flip side, if I start to focus on one thing, whether it's like a song or a conversation or something, and I can't break from it, it totally kills my focus. So it depends. I do find I'll also listen to instrumental a lot, just to have some sort of what I would consider white noise background noise. So I'll listen to a lot of movie scores or just instrumental music sometimes, just to have a little something in the background, because sometimes the dead silence is more distracting to me than a little bit of noise. So, but yeah, I mean, I could like read in a Starbucks. You know, I'm the person who can like sleep anywhere, so yeah, pretty good. Question 18 is one POV or multiple POVs. I love a multiple POV, again, as long as it makes sense. So I can't say I like one more than the other, but I do love, maybe I do. It depends on the book. Yeah, I guess if we're talking tropes, like I get excited when there's multiple points of view, but I wouldn't not read a book because it doesn't have it, obviously. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with multiple points of view on this one. If I had to choose, Sophie's choice, multiple points of view. And question number 19, do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? Who has the time to read the book in one sitting? I would if I could. I've done it before. It is few and far between, but I have achieved it. And like I read the one by John Mars in a 24-hour period. One sitting is like super aggressive, I feel like, but I read Home Before Dark, I feel like in 48 hours. So I can definitely like hunker down with a book when I'm in it, but if only I had the time. If I had the time, I would totally do one sittings for a lot of books, but it's definitely multiple days. Sometimes it's a week. And the last question is always, who do you want to tag? So if anybody out there wants to do this video, go for it. I love me a tag video. I love the questions. I feel like it's such a fun way to get to know about people. But yeah, so have at it, friends. Have at it. I tag all of you. So those are the questions. I haven't done a tag video in forever. I feel like I need to do more tag videos because that was fun. But if you guys haven't checked out Sarah's channel and you didn't find me because of her, then I will link her down below. Go check her out. And if you actually did find me because of Sarah, thanks for coming by. Welcome. Probably got a little bit of a taste of my crazy here. But thank you for hanging out today, everybody. And I will see you soon in another video. Bye, everybody.